How you doing?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well,
Let's see
thank
here.
you. Thank you for taking the time. It's so wonderful to hear from you.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can see if you can see from me. There we go.
Hey, wow, what a sweet space.
Yeah, where I
Uh,
work, the Sacred Grove.
right? That's so cool. I mean, just just everything in there. That must keep you busy, just enjoying everything you have by just looking around. Wow. I would never leave that room.
I don't.
That's fair. That is so cool. Man, you could listen, you can read, you can perform, you can edit. It's just everything.
The command center.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
I call it the
Um,
Sacred Grove, where my fancy friends come to play. And I every instrument, I got the largest collection of the cheapest instruments money can buy. And I got, trombone, cello, timpani, everything. And it's all mic'd up
sure.
and ready to rock. So my chuckle buddies come over and I just hit record on the template and the entire room is in record. You pick up this thing over here, there's a mic on it, you know.
That is
And so I get these jams over here with Snoop Dogg, Neil Peart, Ben Harper, Stanley Clark, whatever.
oh,
And they I have cameras around the room and I record them. I come over in the next morning, struggling through the hangover, and cut up videos and put them up on YouTube for all to enjoy.
that is
Check out Sacred Grove,
I
whoever
will.
the Sacred Grove.
I absolutely. That
And
is
they're just there. There's no agenda. They're free for everybody. There's nothing for sale. It's just for kicks.
that's amazing. That is so cool. So a little, I'm a drummer myself, and I found as I was growing up, people never wanted to wait for me to bring my drums to them, so they'd always come to me, and that's where I started putting microphones around my basement and trying
Right.
to
Yeah.
and I would do a little video as well, and
Oh, you probably have the same enjoyment that I do. That
yeah,
it's your train set, right?
yep, exactly. It's so fun. But yeah,
Nothing
but
like putting on some Angine de Poitrine and sorting
right?
out your wires,
Oh my God.
and try this other Shure microphone on that
Right?
hi-hat.
Oh, I know. I live about 20 minutes from Audio Technica, and so they used to have these warehouse sales, and I would just go buy all these mics and try different things, and it was just so fun,
Yeah, it's a fun hobby,
right?
and also some people actually make a living out of it. Not me,
Absolutely.
not me.
No, well, I think you did a little bit, you front loaded that for you a little bit,
Kind of, yeah. In fact, making a living at it is how I got all these toys.
right?
But nowadays, in my 74th year, I got no business trying to earn a living out of pop music. I'm fully retired as far as that goes. I'm still making music like a son of a
Yeah,
bitch, but not making a living out of it.
that's so funny.
Already
Well,
did that.
well, I had the pleasure of seeing you when you played with the orchestra here in Cleveland for
Ah,
the
yeah, at the that outdoor place. Very
yeah
nice.
Blossom. Yeah,
Yeah, that is a fancy orchestra.
it is, and that building is pretty fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Just acoustically, historically. So
Actually, just an inside secret on stage acoustically, it's not so great. It's actually very on stage. The sound for the audience is brilliant, which is what we're there
yeah,
for. But the sound on stage is a little foggy. And
that's funny. It makes sense though.
yeah, well,
Um,
it's wooden. All the things that probably make and reflective, and
yeah,
all the things that probably make it great for the audience are not. Well, it's probably great for an unadulterated symphony orchestra.
sure.
As soon as you put a drum set, me, on that, that's going to fuck everything up.
Well, that's very fair. And then because you guys had minimal amplification, I mean, just like some of you,
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
tiny stuff.
yeah, yeah. I know where the Cleveland Orchestra performs indoors at the
At the
Severance
Zell
Theater.
Shell.
Yeah, it's like they said it's
I've
like
been there too. The Cleveland has been good to me. They played my gamelan concerto. The Cleveland Opera premiered my first opera.
so cool.
So Cleveland's a good town for me.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. They're like 14-inch sand-filled walls, and like
Is that it?
yeah, it's incredible. We've been very fortunate in Cleveland to have such institutions and venues and such, and people like yourself coming through, which you're doing again. but with a little different this time. It's a
Yeah,
conversation
instead of
with.
banging stuff, I'm just going to be banging on.
Tell us a little bit about what to expect over at the Kent stage.
A lot of wild stories of the wild adventures to be had on this kind of life journey. Not just the rock and roll with the
Sure.
police and so on, but also the aftermath with film composing with Oliver Stone, Francis Coppola, and Polo with royalty. And then I escaped from Hollywood and became an opera composer, which has some of the wildest stories of all. Um,
Really?
and life before and beyond the police, although of course they won't let me out of the building unless I tell the important police stories.
Well, that's fair. You gotta,
Well, that's what they're coming for, but there's a lot of other cool stuff that definitely folks like when they hear it. They may not have expected it, but it's supposed to be two 45-minute spots with a break in the middle.
yeah.
If I can get off stage in under an hour, it's a miracle. And I'm telling you, nobody's leaving. Standing ovation
Oh,
for a talk show is kind
right.
of a cool thing.
That is super cool. Well, even Mark Hamill can't not talk about Star Wars if he goes somewhere. You got your notoriety in one place,
Yeah, once you give them what they want, and then some things they didn't expect.
and absolutely, and I think people genuinely, as you're just explaining, care about that other stuff as too. It's what maybe got them in the door, but that other insight into the more that you are and that you've obviously done. I mean, you've been out of the police longer than you've been in the police, and
That is certainly true. The police was 8 years of my 74 years.
that's incredible. That like, I mean, such an impact in that short window of time.
Yeah, well, those are pretty colorful years,
That's
absolutely.
true.
And I could spend all night just talking about that.
Sure.
I mean, in fact, I switch the stories around. Sometimes I'll tell this story, and then the next night I'll leave that one out and tell a different story because there are plenty to choose from.
Absolutely. So how has it been, you know, going in, not needing, your sticks and
Oh
everything,
my
just
God, it's incredible. Well, it's so much easier. No sound check, no band, no crew. No, I mean, I just roll up there and put on a fancy shirt and walk out on stage. That's it. That's it. Um, so it's a lot easier, and also I don't need a shower after the show.
That's true.
The physical exertion is much reduced, um, and the buzz is a little bit less. Playing an actual concert where I'm banging shit, there's no endorphin release
Sure.
like that kind of endorphin release in the shower after that show. Uh, After the talk show, it's still pretty cool. It's still
Oh yeah.
that satisfied feeling of having played a show.
That is so cool. I mean, I got to see the members minus Maynard of Tool did like a music clinic, and they
Right,
would play some music and then they would talk about it.
right.
And
Of course, Maynard wasn't there.
no, Maynard's good. He was a perfect circling somewhere else, um, but it's just the insight, when you spend a majority as a fan or an appreciator of music, your relationship with these musicians are not just one-sided, but very narrow in what you know. I mean, unless it's like about the lyrics of maybe a song, you don't necessarily know a whole lot about the people.
Well, it's
And
going to take all day for Danny to explain those rhythms.
yeah, for sure. I don't know if he even can half the time.
Yeah.
Um, I met
Well,
him one
he's
time.
another person who comes over here all the time.
Does he really?
I've had him and Neil Peart banging away, which means I get to play guitar.
Even though I guarantee they've both been heavily enjoy you as well. I know.
Well, we get along.
Yeah.
I one day there, one day I had Tom made me a new drum set, so they delivered it, but I've already got a drum set. And here's I had two drum sets, so I called them both to aggress upon the new drums.
So
Uh,
funny.
Neil plants himself on these drums right here and ain't moving. Most of the other people who come around, generally we'll do a jam,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and then hey guys, want to check that out? Of course they do.
Right?
And we do the playback, and while we're playing back, I hand Danny a bassoon or a trombone. Okay, and we're hamming it up, pretending to be Tower of Power. But since they're actual musicians, and they can't play the instruments, but
Right.
they know what the instrument. But da da. dot dot, and that's the sound they're making is literally dot da da. There's no, it's not the sound of a
Sure.
trombone.
The
It's the sound
melodic.
of Danny going dot, but it's all the time. So I discovered something that only almost no filmmakers are aware of, which is that you can overdub video. Now, any director or any film production has a cameraman,
Yeah.
and the cameraman or girl or person is moving that camera around because that's what they do. But my cameras around here, I got six of them. They're locked off with 3 hours of memory. Uh, and since they're locked off, Snoop's on drums, you know, and let's play that back. And there he is. And now I hand him a trumpet. Okay, take a solo. And now he's standing over here. The drums haven't moved, the camera
Yeah.
hasn't moved. So now I got two Snoops or two Danny Careys or two Taylor Hawkinses or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I've got the band all playing the instruments, and then hey, let's play that back. Only now all the same guys are on the brass section.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
They're kind of fun. They're fun to make. I've kind of been through that phase. I should make some more of those, but they're all
Yeah,
up there on YouTube. Check them out.
I will. Oh my God, that is really clever. I never really thought about how you could overdub yourself, even when it's recorded through video, just because, yeah,
Well,
like you just
people
said.
people do that, of course, all the
Sure,
time.
sure.
Movie makers, but not many people realize how it's just um, you can improvise with
Yeah,
it.
100%. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, so musically, so if you're while touring this, what is your current most musical endeavor you've been on?
Well, right now, my last few dates with Police Deranged for Orchestra, the show that you saw
Yeah.
in Cleveland 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm right now by day, I'm doing more derangements,
Okay.
not just police stuff, but also film score, Oliver Stone movies, and
Yeah.
Spyro the Dragon, my big computer game hit.
Yeah.
Uh, and So that's what I'm doing by day. Is I'm replacing about half of the show
Wow.
for the next
Yeah, yeah.
iteration of it. Meanwhile, I'm still playing that show. And the last, when I played Cleveland, that was a nice show because it was outdoor,
Yeah.
but it was just after the pandemic. If you had come to Nashville or Atlanta or Vancouver or any of those places, you would have seen a one-third house because
Wow.
it was just after the pandemic, and our demographic, our age group, ain't going into no theaters. But now, all this time later, I'm selling out 2,400 seats
That's so
here.
cool.
Louisville, San Francisco, Winnipeg. The last three shows I played sold out months in advance. So the show is
Wow.
actually really popular,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy playing it too. I mean,
Oh,
I'm only changing it under duress because I really enjoy playing those songs. But I
under
feel
duress,
kind of a professional obligation to
right?
change it up a little. So I'm gonna have a new show, and I will enjoy playing that too.
That's awesome. I'll definitely look forward to that.
I played this show down in Latin America, blazing huge houses
Oh,
there. The Latin American audiences go berserk. You finish a song and they carry on singing.
you're like, but it's over.
Yeah.
That's that is so cool. The I remember so I that show in Cleveland, I took photos at it, and your management actually contacted me trying to purchase some of the photos, and I
I've
couldn't have
probably
been
got
more.
them on my hard drive here.
Oh, I was so excited, but the Cleveland Orchestra denied permission, and I was
Yes, I
heartbroken.
wanted to use some of probably your shots
Yeah,
on the album cover
yeah,
because they were wearing that cool white. It was a really good look,
I know.
and it was I wanted to use those, but they wouldn't let me.
I know. It was so sad. I didn't even ask to charge for them. I just wanted a signed copy of the record.
It's not the front office, it's the union. They protect the players. You can't just
Yeah.
take pictures of them, and you got to go and find all 12 individuals who are in that shot, get them each to sign off,
Oh,
and it's just easy for them to head office to say no.
yeah. That wow, look at all that. Yeah, that was a blow. I was like, oh my God, I almost had a photo on a Stewart Copeland record.
Yeah, damn.
Um, well, it's so cool to see. Oh my God, I'm so distracted by how cool your space is.
Okay, I'll
Um,
sit down.
no, you're good. Just So when going into composing, I know you've been doing it for a number of years, and you're seeing a kind of becoming almost more common with a lot of musicians. Obviously, Trent and Atticus have been really sort of more, I think, maybe known just because maybe it was because of the genre shift where people didn't expect,
Sorry, did you mention a name there?
yeah, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Oh, yes,
Sorry.
yes, yes, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Trent Reznor at one point being known as the angriest person man in the world to then,
Turns out he's actually a really sensitive, talented film composer,
yeah,
which is very meticulous and very
exactly.
professional. You can't be an angry young man and be a film composer because you'll be fired.
Right?
You
Yeah.
know,
I
the
mean,
film composer is not actually an artist, even. Trent Reznor himself is an artist. There's no debate there. But in his capacity as a film composer, no, he serves the art of the director.
yeah.
And that's what I lived through. I spent 20 years before the mast
Yeah.
uh, as a hired gun, flinty eyed. And as Trent, I'm sure, would confirm, you learn more as an employee than you ever would as an artist.
Interesting.
I mean, the day Francis Coppola turns around and says, you know what? We need strings. Okay. I had to go out and learn how to work up an orchestra. I'd been to music school and I understood how to put dots on the page and, the basics of harmony and everything. But I never saw a sheet of music during my entire career in rock and roll. We don't do paper in rock and roll.
Right.
How do you get a guitarist to turn the volume down? Put a
I
sheet of
know.
music in front of him. But I mean, so that many things. One film I did, it was a black comedy where they bought the rights to Rogers and Hammerstein and said, we want you to score the movie with horror versions of these Broadway hits. Now, I hate Broadway, but I had my nose rubbed in this music that they had bought the rights to use. And I discovered the incredible artistry and mastery of the medium of those guys. I don't like any of that music, but you
Yeah.
got to appreciate they knew what the fuck they were doing. And I would never have known that unless I'd had my boss, my employer, rub my nose in it. Um, and the result was kind of cool.
That's true. I mean, I think there's a lot to be learned with restrictions or being confronted with something that maybe you wouldn't find as a comfort zone, so to speak.
Well, artists follow their own instincts, and that's it. In fact, they feel a detriment, they feel a diminishment if they follow anything but their own instincts.
Yeah.
And that's not a great way, which is, you need that. Billie Eilish needs to follow her own instincts.
Yeah.
But you don't learn much you don't get much peripheral vision from that.
Yeah. I think that's where collaboration comes into play, I think,
Yeah.
in a real heavy way. Um, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. You've given plenty. What's one question you wish I would have asked you?
Why are you so crap? Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. What do you suppose the fundamental pillar of your genius might be?
I would love
I
to
don't
know
know.
that.
That's my job is to give bullshit answers, not dream up bullshit questions.
That's totally fair. I just, I could, like you said, I could, when I come see you at the Kent stage over on July 24th, I will enjoy every story and I will want more because it's just so cool to hear people, like many drummers, you're on their list of amazing influence. And I think one of my only, well, not only, but few influences that are traditional grip. That's super cool.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. Kids love that.
right? You really get
I could tell you it actually is impractical. There's a historical reason for the Orthodox grip, which is that the snare drum started out as a marching instrument. Then you had to have it at an angle so that your knees could move. And since it was at an angle, your left hand had to be raised up. Instead of having to hit the drum like this, you hit the drum like that. And that's what it's all about. Okay, now you can put the snare drum anywhere you want.
right?
And so that reason for it is gone, and it makes much more sense to have match grip for several different reasons. But I started out the way I did, and I kind of figured out how to do it this way.
Yeah, that's incredible. Awesome. Well, Stuart, thank you so much for your time. I could talk to you all day, and I really appreciate you not just taking the time here, but coming back through Cleveland with this really fun evening and hopefully coming back with the new songs of the Deranged with whatever
Yeah.
that will
Okay. Cool.
manifest.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Hope you have a story.
100%. I absolutely do. Thank you so much.
Great.
Please take care and bless you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye now.
Bye.